I'm Geoff Crenshaw.
I'm Ben Eastman.
And I'm Alan Burrell.
It's about damn time, too. And you're listening to Heavy Set Go.
Go.
Welcome back to the land of the living, Alan Burrell. You've been locked up in Valhalla Estacada for so long.
Is that what that city's called?
Well, that's what I'm referring to it as. I think of it as kind of this otherworldly place. Estacada, where the trees go troll and fish jump right into your lap. Speaking of which, you had quite the successful fishing trip yesterday.
That place is definitely under the dome, for sure. It's fucking weird out there.
Oh, man.
But
You went fishing, huh?
yeah, it was first day of fishing for me.
Oh.
You know.
Like the first day that
ever?
you can? Or
I
first
believe,
time ever fishing?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh.
First day,
First day this year that you can fish.
well, there's certain places you can fish all year long. But my license ended in December of last year, so I just got my new one.
Oh, okay.
And April 22nd is the official first day for most places, but there's still places you can go.
Was that a dam you were sitting on in the picture?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a cool day. It's gorgeous up there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And that's in Estacada?
Yeah.
Oh.
Called Faraday Lake.
But you didn't catch anything?
No.
Well,
No.
there's always next time, you know.
You didn't use corn?
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 Corn is, what I've heard, corn is illegal to fish with.
Really?
Because it's like fucking putting catnip on and going fishing for cats, apparently. The fishes love corn.
It's like putting a Whiskey River barbecue burger in a bear trap trying to catch Alan.
Well, that's ridiculous because I have to try it now. Wait, I want to appreciate what you said, but I was so focused.
Little crispy onions!
We took the piss out of you last time.
I mean, it's so, maybe not in, I'm pretty sure in normal situations, but like in Estacada, you know, you can, when you fish, you can smoke weed, you can do anything you want because there's nobody around.
And there's no one monitoring
So
you?
I couldn't, I mean, if they are, they don't give a shit, so I couldn't imagine not being able to put corn on your hook.
Oh, we'll try it.
I'm going to.
Try it next time. Just get a can of sweet corn, put a few kernels on the
I mean, I've heard garlic and stuff, but not corn.
Oh.
That's pretty great. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Maybe some corn, rub some garlic on some corn.
Oh. Won't garlic scare the fish away?
Maybe you got a stew going. I gotta watch Arrested again.
Other news that kind of applies to all of us. We mentioned it last time we were together, but it didn't make it into the final cut. We got a rough cut done for Truffle Runners.
Yeah!
Which is about fucking time. I turned the sound off on my phone. So I don't know.
I didn't know I was in a goddamn movie theater.
Anyway.
I keep on hearing these dings. I was wondering what it was from.
Anyway,
It's my father.
Hey,
hi,
Father.
Mr. Burrell.
He's texting. He can't hear you, Jeff.
Oh. Hi, Mr. Burrell.
So speak louder, Jeff. That'll work.
Mr. Burrell.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just being a dick now.
Currently undergoing physical therapy.
Oh, bless his heart.
Anyway.
We finished Truffle Runners recently.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 different casts, crews. The first one it didn't work out. They were good and stuff, but
you know what? I feel
the
like
second
I
one-
know it's just a stage. I'm going to give you a round of applause.
Yeah.
I think you feel really good right now.
I do.
And I think that's great.
I do.
I'll
feel
be the
good.
first to say,
Long fucking time.
did not really think that he could do it. And it's an asshole thing to say, but you know what? You proved me fucking wrong. I will never doubt you again.
Yeah.
Seriously.
See, I'll do that
Right
again.
there.
Never again. Never again will you doubt me.
Never again. even when you buy 3 pounds of chicken hearts.
That's a different story.
Well, I went to the indie networking event at the Basona Ballroom recently, and I talked to Wes and Mira.
At the
actually.
Bossa Nova.
Oh, they were there?
Yeah, about it, and just kind of talked to them about how we were all excited to see it, and then I think I mentioned to both of them that the rough cut was done. But
How is that? Is that a meetup thing?
yeah, it's just a networking event. You just go and have some drinks. There was a recent, I believe his name is Drew Thatcher. Is a
Oh, he's the guy that died.
Yeah, he had passed away, and I had never met him or anything, but a lot of the people that were there did. So it kind of became a night for him to remember him, and which was cool. And they had and Myra talked, which was great.
Oh, she knew him.
Yeah, I guess she knew him, and but it was good to see him. You know, I don't see him all the time.
Last time we saw him was in October, but you got together and talked about the film.
Yeah, I wish we would have taken a picture for you, but
that would have been cool.
But it was cool.
Yeah, but well, if it's kind of turned into a memorial event, maybe selfies aren't the most tasteful.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? Well, who knows? It's a new world.
You celebrate the life of I mean,
Bossa Nova Ballroom is pretty cool. I remember when I worked for Portlandia, we had like a season finale party, and it was at that place. That's kind of cool because it's got multiple layers. Like up in the layer, we had like a karaoke room up in the, and there was the dance floor and ballroom stuff.
Is this the event that's hosted by that Jerry Bell Jr.?
Jerry Bell, yeah.
He's huge around here. I've seen his face and name.
He's also physically huge.
Oh, really?
He is a giant. It's very intimidating.
Like bigger than Geoff and I?
Oh, yeah. He's taller and but he's ripped. He's just a big. Yeah, I did not think he was that big.
Well, there's a guy that has this Portland Film Beat talk show somewhere in town, and I saw an interview with Jerry Bell Jr. on it, and he seems like he's like one of those big guys, but has the temperament of a kitten.
Well, I didn't unfortunately get to talk to him for very long. I said a few words with him or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty popular guy around there, he seemed really nice. Yeah, really nice guy. So I hope to work with him in the future.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, the dude has he's like the central figure of the Portland film community now. It seems like he's like the guy that has everyone networked together, and if you're not, you just haven't.
Well, he just a lot of the scene in the industry in Portland is they expect you to give back as much as you take. So you should always look for that's why I have so much respect for the people that teach the classes and stuff. Because they are. You find a way to give back to the community and the industry, and people like Jerry Bell that do that. They just gain more respect by
Absolutely.
doing it. Yeah, it's cool.
I'd love to do that.
I gotta network more.
It's hard to do when you don't drive. But if I drove, I've had more of my own gear. Ben and I've shared Ben's gear pretty much.
Well, but I imagine you say you got a network, but it's like for a filmmaker, for a director, it's hard because so little of the film is getting your actors. So much of it is building that world in your head. So it becomes this you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You work this. I'll get my actors later. Go find them where
Yeah.
And then you get by with it.
Especially when you do most of the stuff yourself too. I mean, the editing, the shooting,
Mm-hmm. It's easy to become kind of isolated in that situation, but
especially if you're writing your own scripts as well.
But what's great about the networking for that aspect, is when you're writing, you meet all these great actors with different characteristics and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're writing, and you go, oh, I want to write it for her or him, or it just kind of opens your eyes to what's available in Portland, what you realistically could be working. You could send somebody like that a script and not feel like it's going to get rejected. Maybe they're into it. So, yeah.
It's it's a pretty cool. I'm not really deep into the network yet. Pretty much you, West, and Myra are the only, and Jordan and Garrett as well.
And I think what Alan's saying is that I think it's a little bit easier too maybe it's not that it's more important, but it's really good as an actor to be involved in networking because then that's how your name comes up when
right.
Well, it's the same deal for filmmakers too. I think filmmakers that put themselves out and network more get more when they have a premiere or something. They get more attention for it.
It's
than
just
they
a
would if they
different
didn't
type of
network.
networking.
Totally different
Because
stuff.
you're looking for producers or other crew members or people that can help support or back the film. I mean, yeah, as opposed to like, but it's so much more than that though, you know, like because you grow up and you want to talk to people about your interests, and the only place to find that is, you know, your industry where you're at.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
Well, the thing is that I can think of is when actors network, they network with each other. But it's, I would assume, I'm not an actor, evidently, but I would assume that just as important as networking with actors, if not more so, is networking with directors or casting directors or what have you, because they're the people that get you into the door. Other actors are good because they can suggest you. They can just suggest. Oh, hey, you don't have someone for this part that you need to shoot this day. I know another actor who can get in there. That's how Myra put me in touch with Garrett Holm, who's in the beginning of my film. Yeah, but
that's absolutely how you get those parts. Yeah, for sure.
And through. You know, even the fact that we're now friends with Alan Burrell is through the fact that I went to school with Tyler Bertram, became friends with him.
Correct.
You were in his movie Mixed Bag,
and the only reason I did that project was because I did Turning Tricks with J.T. Howard and Brian Baker, who knew Tyler, and then
June Me was a part of that.
Yes.
And that's kind of funny thing is that we've all kind of like networked.
And I just worked with them, and I love them. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Actually, I don't think his involvement with Mixed Bag had it was more of an indirect thing from us personally, because I put the casting call out for Truffle Runners at one point. I forget what it said, but he sent me a message, and I saw his face, like, oh my god, that's the guy from Mixed Bag. It was a weird feeling,
and that's how every day on set of Truffle Runners was.
OMG!
It was
the guy from Tyler Bertram's Mixed Bag.
Myra West,
currently on Vimeo.
Myra and West, be cool. This guy was in Mixed Bag, we never met each other, but it was like Ben and I knew each other, but we didn't know we never met Alan. But it was funny because all three of us were involved in that short film. Ben made the music.
Yeah.
I named the film Mixed Bag. I didn't officially christen it, but I was like, I can't think of a good title for this story about a guy with a mixed bag of pills. Mixed Bag. Wow! and he named it Mixed Bag. And it was, I think, a year later that I actually met you.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, small world.
Very small world. But, so we've...
Well, I'm grateful to see Truffle Runners. I think it's going to be a fucking crazy premiere.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Really I think there's a lot of people that you fucking drug it on so long that there's so many people
attached to that shit.
Oh my god, we can finally see it and get it off my fucking mind or feed.
Well, and I've done very little in terms of promoting it compared to what Ben was doing with Mystery Spot.
Holy shit!
And because Ben. Just
what's going on over there?
Well, what's going on is I'm talking about how I've been promoting Truffle Runners.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's not like I'm talking.
Jeez, Jeff Hitler, relax.
Oh no. Oh, there's an animal in the other room. Oh my god!
Hey,
there's an animal in the other room.
Hey, Jeff, you shouldn't interrupt yourself.
No, go fuck yourself, you canyon of a man.
Continue to speak about how you're so great at networking and promoting Truffle Runners.
No, I said I wasn't because I haven't spent the money that you did. Like you boosted one post of mine, but frankly I've been broke, so I haven't been able to boost so many all these posts to get attention. So it's mostly just been networking through tagging all my actors and posts I deem worthy of that.
You know, and it's crazy because sometimes you go, what? This is just so... It works. It's constantly on people's minds.
That's good too. You got a good cast of people who are very prominent in the Portland film industry as well.
Yeah, they continued acting.
Yeah.
Myra is. I mean, she's everywhere right now.
She's
working with a lot of good people.
Yeah,
and she's doing really well. And
West too.
And absolutely, West is always doing work. And with your cast, it's just. I think the premiere is gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
They can drag in everyone they know. Hopefully, people like the film.
And hopefully Zach comes up from Pendleton. Is he still down in Pendleton?
He's in Pendleton. He told me
he's going to move back up here.
He told me he was out here a month and a half ago. We visited one day, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to move. I'm going to move back up here and hopefully get a job at the Columbia County Jail." But he has an acquaintance, someone he knew that's in the lockup. So and there's kind of a rule where you can't you can't
makes complete sense.
Guard people that you know outside of the system.
Right.
So if you came down and became a guard at that prison, the guy would have to be moved, and it would be a lot harder for the guy to have his family visit him. So Zach made the decision not to move there until he's released, so the family can still make visits and everything, which I think is a really nice and selfless thing for Zach to do.
I completely agree. I think it's great.
Yeah. We have a very special episode of Heavyset Go today.
The longest introduction ever.
Geoff Crenshaw with those great segues.
In fact,
jail visiting humanity and straight into our episode.
I guarantee this is a part tour. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We have a very special Heavyset Go today. We were trying to figure out what we could talk about, and Alan made a great suggestion, which kind of evolved with each of our contributions. He said, "Why don't we do a favorite movie?" And I said, "Well, we could do, but why not 10? I can think of 10. I can't think of one." And Ben's like, "Yeah, but let's talk about movies we hate too." So,
and I did not hear about that, but coincidentally, I do have a movie I hate on there, but for all the right reasons.
Oh.
So
not Truffle Runners, I hope.
Oh, I have another one now. An honorable mention. Yes.
Thank you, Alan. So, without any further ado, let's talk about...
We're going to talk about movies, top 10.
The movies we love.
Movies that impacted your life, or best and worst, or just movies that you want to fucking talk about. Because
Can do.
They need to be talked about, yeah. Ben Eastman, director, writer.
Am I first up already?
Sexy beast, go. Give us your number one.
You go first, and then Alan. I've been talking long enough.
I will... Should I start with my favorite movie of all time?
Make that one your last if you have a top one.
Cool. Oh, we're starting. So what's your number 10? Oh my.
I
didn't really go in
that's
that
a
order,
hard
but
choice.
That's cool with
me. Number 10. I put this on there because I thought my list needed a comedy, and it's consistently my favorite comedy of all time. I'm going to go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh. That's a great one.
Every time I watch it, it feels like a warm blanket in the cold winter, because I don't know. I love all the jokes in that movie. I think it's sarcastic. I love the breaking the fourth wall, and each scene seems like a classic in that movie.
You know what I love about that movie?
What?
That's totally disconnected from the movie. The creepy principal and the casting choice of the creepy principal. Because the principal in that movie, didn't he end up going to jail for possession of child porn or something?
Yeah, it was child porn. Jeffrey Jones?
Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah.
He was also Criswell in Ed Wood, but that was a...
He's also in Deadwood, too.
Yes?
Yeah, he's a great character.
He's definitely... likes the wood.
A lot of woods. Yeah. A lot of woods going on.
His wood isn't so dead when he's around high schools.
Apparently.
But... But look at Alan's face.
But, so Ferris Bueller's Day Off, classic scene. Of course, we've got the whole parade sequence, which you can't not crack a smile when he's singing Twist and Shout and Donkashin.
Oh, my God.
That's so awesome. It's so overblown. And
it's funny, the entire city of Chicago is white, except for the segment of, dancing bobblehead black people that come down the stairs, like kind of segregated off in their own corner. Shake it up, baby.
Yeah, they just come out of nowhere in that scene.
They're all black, but the rest of Chicago is white people. I buy that.
It was cool, and even when I went to Chicago last July, went to the art museum where they went to, and you got to see so many people that were taking pictures in front of that painting. There was a lot of paintings that was seen in the movie, but there was that one that I can't think what's his name, his friend, the sidekick with the red Cameron. That he's staring at that one painting. It's like,
and there's that little girl with the bonnet that gets closer and closer.
Yeah. Which is a really cool painting. It's all done with dots.
Oh man!
But
Cameron, I think, is my favorite character in that movie.
Yeah.
So crazy and neurotic. It shows Ferris like, Cameron, you stick a diamond up his ass and you get a piece of coal or whatever. And it cuts to Cameron laying in bed.
Yeah.
And he's, when Cameron was in Egypt land, let my people go. And you just wonder what, so Alan, what do you think? Oh, he's gone. He went out to grab a smoky smoke or something.
Bye, Alan.
But,
yeah, that's my...
It's, Sloane.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Sloane.
Maybe that's creepy because it's a high school girl, but,
hey.
Beautiful high school girl.
And,
I'm not going to go Jeffrey Jones, but... Ferris Bueller, where have you been?
I can't think of what he says in that scene where he tries to imitate the father. How dare you!
You're an asshole!
You're an asshole!
when he's trying to pretend that Sloane's grandma died.
Yeah.
And then they get there in the little convertible, and Ferris Bueller has the Sloane, darling, get out here. Love that movie. So,
Alan, what do you got?
Yeah, what do you got? Come on, Alan. We need to hear from you, buddy.
We gotta hear what you got.
Ferris Bueller's a good one. I do want to say real quick that I was excited for this because I knew we were going to have movies that we didn't even think, oh yeah!
Yeah.
It's too many. Uncle Buck.
Oh yeah! What is this, John Hughes Day or something?
John Hughes, baby.
Fuck yeah!
Definitely my favorite.
And I have another John Hughes movie on my list too, so this is going to be
I actually have a second, but it might be an honorable mention. I'm not sure, but
can I take a wild guess at Jeff's?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I just watched Uncle Buck recently.
Oh yes.
And holy shit,
yeah,
dude, John Hughes.
John Candy, man.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Can I say
so fun.
the scene in that movie that is so great, so fucking great, is the scene when he's going through the party.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Oh,
and
God, yeah.
and it's kind of leaning up that his niece is going to get raped.
Right.
And it's kind of like
it's hinting at it. Yeah.
It's hinting at it, yeah, and it's cutting back and forth, and that lead up to that is just so good. It's so well done, seriously.
And it's done really fun. Amusingly enough, not amusingly, but interestingly enough, it's done so tastefully that it does work in a family movie.
Yeah.
Well, what's weird is that
she's almost rich.
There's a lot in that movie that shouldn't work. Yeah. But it does because of John Hughes. Like, it's crazy if you really think about it. Like, there's just so much weird shit that you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was watching it the other day, and it struck me. I never realized it before, but the film feels more like a vignette rather than like a continuous narrative. There's a thread, but it's like a series of almost a series of sketches that work into the dynamic,
right?
Rather than like just.
But I'm trying to adopt that a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to learn a lot from John Hughes as a writer, but I mean, who shouldn't be?
80s John Hughes,
but like,
yeah.
But I feel like that's what it takes is when you have your film laid out, then you take those scenes and you go one at a time, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, what can I do with this scene to really fucking make it pop? And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, everything like, and certain things tied together like in the film, but every scene feels like it's a separate. For instance, when he goes into the principal's office. I'm Anita Hologoth. It's I'm Molly Russell's ward. You know, it seems like it's a separate sketch. Where he's just like making fun of her this thing on her face. Something completely separate from the rest of the movie, but it works so well because it ties into the relationship he's building with the kids.
With the kids,
and
it's just more character depth. You know?
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's great.
I just want to give John Candy a hug.
Yeah. Why did he die? Like we need John Candy in this world.
I mean, as far as I've heard is that he died in his sleep and he was on top of the world. So. You can't ask for much better than that.
He was filming Wagons East at the time.
I don't know if that's top of the world. Wagons East, but but I get what you're saying.
It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
No, but I mean, I saw a documentary that, after he got popular with filming, he bought like an arena football team or something like that.
Oh wow!
And he had a lot. It was like one of his dreams, and he was really on top of the world. And he lived. He bought like a ranch home, and like he was definitely like a family man that traveled to Hollywood to do movies rather than like the opposite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I think he was in a good place when he went.
He was 40 years old.
He was 44.
Well, it's just sad because we all love him. I mean,
of course,
he was such a great actor.
Of course.
You're slightly older than us. You're about 6 years older. Do you remember when he died?
What year?
No.
96?
94.
Oh, okay.
No, 94. That's like my favorite.
I see. I would have been like 3.
Wow. I was like 3 or 4, depending on the time of the year.
So I probably did remember when. I mean, I don't now, but I definitely was probably aware of it when it happened.
God,
because I was 10, right? Yeah.
I don't remember, but it's a loss I feel kind of retroactively. Because what could he have done?
And was that was Macaulay Culkin before?
That was like the year before Home Alone came out.
Yeah, and Gabby Hoffman.
Who's great right now. She's getting really big right now.
Absolutely.
She's in Wild, Transparent.
Yeah.
What else has she been in?
Great and Transparent.
There was a movie I saw. I don't remember what it was called, but a bunch of kids come home. I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
you're John Hughes.
What do you got?
You want me to go with my John Hughes?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Okay, all right. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Of course.
John Hughes. And I retroactively put Uncle Buck, but we've talked about
I love that unintentionally we all have a John Hughes film on our list. And they're all 3 different films.
Yeah.
That's so hard to choose one. Really.
It really is.
Planes, Trains.
That's why I have some of my honorables.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, God. It's...
Planes, Trains is great.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The first...
Jesus Christ.
I got it for Christmas. I think... when I was in high school, my grandma gave it to me. It was on DVD, and this will be a cute little watch. I like John Candy. I put it on, and I spent the entire time crying, laughing. It's easily the funniest.
Those
movie.
aren't pillows.
The funniest movie I've ever seen in my life is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Wow,
that's a statement.
Every time, and there's a lot of films that make me laugh that are on my list that make me laugh, but it's the funniest I've seen, and I've watched it so many times now that most of the jokes. The humor and the jokes have faded, but the mark of a good comedy is after the effect of the jokes wear off, and you're like, okay, the jokes were funny, but they don't affect me that much anymore. You keep coming back for the story, and the relationship. If the movie can play well when the jokes no longer pack a punch because they no longer surprise you, and you come back for other reasons, then you know that a great film has been made, a great comedy.
You're absolutely right, and just a quick tangent, you make me think of a movie that is not on my list, but I love it. It's called Parenthood with Steve Martin.
Oh, Parenthood. I've never seen that one. Is that the Ron Howard movie?
Yeah, it's so good. I
Diane
really
Keaton in
recommend
that?
it.
Is that Parenthood? Man, I'm getting confused.
They made a TV show, I think.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
please watch the movie. It's and the reason I say that is because it's like Jason Robards.
He was good.
Good actor, yeah.
Because it's like all just life. It's just life happening.
Oh,
There's no build up, no slapstick, no nothing. It's just life, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You'll piss your pants. And that's what's great about it. Yeah.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, watch it. It's great. Anyway,
but Planes, Trains. what can I say? It's this guy. He's kind of he's supposed to be kind of a sympathetic character that he's kind of Steve Martin is the surrogate for the audience, and then he has to deal with this buffoonish guy who comes out maybe a little annoying, but as the film goes on, his judgment of him, and maybe our initial judgment of this character, becomes more and more invalidated as we continue watching the film, because we start to see just what a he does stupid fucking things, but we start to see what a good person this guy turns out to be. There's that scene that I think has been made fun of hundreds of times. It comes out of nowhere. It's like this comedy. John Candy just spilled beer all over the fucking bed, and Steve Martin is understandably really pissed off, and you're like, oh, I'd be fucking pissed too. And he's like, you bastard! You're stupid stories. You're a shower curtain ring salesman. You're like a Chatty Cathy doll. And John Candy gets this big. This is a testament to his performance. He gets this big fit.
It's the
you
best
wanna hurt
scene
me?
in the movie. Best scene by far.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm an easy target.
Yeah.
And I just spent a few minutes just being pissed off at this guy, and then the next moment, oh my god, I want to hug you.
Yeah, and some of that is, or a lot of it is John Candy.
Absolutely.
Jesus, he just takes you in and you go, holy fuck.
And that
scene, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the element of the film that there was a quasi remake a few years ago, Due Date. It didn't capture the same. It had the goofy humor, but it didn't have the redemptive qualities of the sincere goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Galifianakis didn't have the sincere goodness and the purity of heart that Candy had, so it didn't work as well.
And that's a testimony to both John Candy and John Hughes.
Absolutely.
And
how
the
great,
time, yes.
How great the comedy could be, but how great an actual movie could be with that story.
Absolutely.
And that ties back into the fact that even if the jokes don't still pack a punch, you're coming back because there's a really good story that a lot of people can connect with.
Oh, yeah.
In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, in Uncle Buck, in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which is fairly light compared to those two, but still.
It sounds cliche, but I think it's a movie. It's a movie both for people who've prejudged someone else and realized it after the fact, or a movie for anyone who's ever felt like they were an outsider, like they weren't part of the center, or they weren't part of the main group. They felt like they were on the outside looking in or something, and I'm sure everyone has had moments where they felt like they weren't in, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I agree. Absolutely.
And you in that way, and I'm sure everyone has judged someone in some respects and then later realized, they're not so bad. And in that respects, I think you can understand the point of view of both Steve Martin and John Candy. And and since you can
put yourself in either shoes.
Exactly.
Almost, yeah. And
that's what makes it so good. And there's a lot of bizarre moments in the movie. That's just stuff that doesn't seem like it would happen, like the cab ride. There's tassels and what was his name? Doobie? He's a cab driver. He has tassels and stickers and shit hanging all over.
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie as much as you.
Okay.
Sadly, I want to watch it more.
On the way to the hotel in Wichita.
Yeah, on the way to the hotel. I know what you're talking about.
He's driving this cab and he's running up the meter. He's just taking the longest fucking possible way, and Steve Martin, he's sitting back there and he sees through it and he's like, is there any way to get there faster? And John Candy's like, no, man, he's proud of his town. It's a damn rare thing these days. He doesn't see why he's taking so long getting to the destination. But Candy's such a man-child, innocent figure, and
I love
the ending of the movie But Ben and I had a conversation about Wild one time and how it was a perfect representation of how memory works, pretty much. And I had never seen something that works that well in the movie Wild. If you haven't seen it, don't worry.
I've seen Wild.
Okay, the flashbacks were perfect, and I never seen something that perfect. That was a lie, because the ending of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, when he says goodbye to Del Griffith, and he gets onto the train, and he's sitting back, and suddenly he's thinking of Thanksgiving, and then he thinks of like John Candy. I haven't been home in years, and he starts piecing things together. And he doesn't say anything. Wait a minute, but they flash a moment from the movie, and then they flash him like in the chair in the seat of the train. He's like, and I haven't been home in years. And then him again, and then it flashes to a conversation they had in a hotel room. Well, no matter what else, at least you have a woman who loves you. To the wives, and then it shows that John Candy's face. He's like, really, this like intense face, but it's something that you didn't like. If you saw it for the first time, you wouldn't immediately pick up on, and suddenly he realizes something. He goes back, and he finds Del Griffith, John Candy, sitting in the train station, and he's like, "What are you still doing here?" And eventually, he finally admits that his wife is dead.
Yeah. And
it's that last 10 minutes of the film, they start playing "Every Time You Go Away," and they're walking up to his house, and it shows Steve Martin hugging his wife, and John Candy's standing there, like holding his hat in his hand, about to join them for Thanksgiving. I don't know about you, but it always brings tears to my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
God, it makes me feel so sad.
I'm a fucking movie pussy. I mean, I cry at every good... any fucking movie with good moments like that, I'll bawl my eyes out.
This is a perfect segue into my next film.
What's your next film?
Because my next film is a film that without fail, and you know what? And I'll be first admit, it didn't hit me until, not this last Christmas, but the previous Christmas. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh!
Yes!
Because, and I really...
Yes, man.
Yes, I should have put that
Christmas
on
It's on my list.
Really?
You got a double.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
On Christmas Eve, I watched that film, and I could not stop crying.
It was so hard.
Tears just swelled through my eyes, and that film is the perfect embodiment of what Christmas and the holidays and family should feel like. Because every time I watch that, I feel so full. I feel like inspired. And that's a film that was, made in 40s?
I know.
46.
46. And every freaking year, that
Isn't
film is just as good as the day that it came out.
Fucking brand new. Every year.
It doesn't age.
No.
The story doesn't age. It's Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed, amazing chemistry. The scene I always think of when I think of those two is when like Donna Reed's on the phone.
Yeah.
With her boyfriend, and like she and Jimmy Stewart are listening to him talk.
Yeah.
And like Jimmy Stewart showed up. I don't want to marry you. I want to travel the world. And she's all crying, and like he's torn between wanting to follow his dreams and like stick in town and marry the girl and his responsibilities.
Yeah. He's
crying the entire time. Like what gets you, Alan? Like what's
as far as emotionally,
yeah,
it's and as Paul Castro, if you don't, would say, it's that it's just that moment that they achieve what they've been going for. I don't know what it is, and it depends on what the subject matter is, of course. But it's, that feel-good moment in a film is just, and it's interesting because they say like, oh, the 3-act structure. This is totally a conversation for another time. Yeah. Or the industry standard of how to write ruins film and this and that and the emotion. But if you really pay attention to it, you'll see that it's not mechanical. It's or it's not like you're forcing it. That's just how the brain works.
Yeah.
That's just emotionally when you're writing.
Yeah.
They say the page 17 is when first act break happens. But when you're writing, like they say that there's a science, that Hollywood writes these films.
Yeah.
And you go, well, fuck, that's kind of bullshit. But if you write something, you get to that 17, you go, how the fuck? I'm there right now. Like, how did that happen? And I think it's because it's actually how the story, the brain works as far as, like, how a story flows. It's really interesting if you really pay attention to it. Like,
But the film, It's a Wonderful Life, though, like, what's the moment that gets you?
the moment in It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Many moments for me.
So many.
And,
I mean, I get so mad when they're in the bar. And all of a sudden, this old man, because James didn't save him from the poisoning.
Oh.
And they throw this man out. And I
Yeah.
just go, God, this is heartbreaking. And not even that, but the first part.
Yeah.
The first time that he does it and the old man slaps him and the kid's just like, I'm sorry, it's like that moment where you're like, holy fuck, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he's like
And
hanging
that kid
on.
actor is great, too.
Oh my God, he was good.
Oh, yeah. One thing I always wondered about that scene, why does a pharmacist have a box of poison?
Well, no.
Well, we're talking.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, sorry, back to that. Yeah, I mean, that's just a movie full of just some great stuff. I mean, throw a lasso around the moon for you. This scene also...
Buffalo Gals. I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Also the... just that final sequence. That final sequence when he's back on the bridge and he realizes that he's back in his time because the police officer comes and, hey, what are you doing out here? You know me? What are you doing? The car crash, and then he's just, all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, am I really? And then he's just running through,
Merry Christmas, Movie House!
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and he's running, and he gets home, and when he sees...
Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter!
when he sees his kid's face, like, he's like, oh my gosh, you're real, I can see you, you're my kid, like...
And then, like, the town comes in with the
I mean,
money
come
pool.
on. They say the best film, they involve everybody at the end. But it's like, how do you write that non-trite moment? And that movie just fucking hits it. Yeah. It's crazy.
I think that movie planted the flag in that moment, because it's hard. If you do that kind of thing again, it's like, they're taking that from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Now, that's a great moment to segue into my next film.
One more thing.
It's a Wonderful Life. I just want to say, number 9, I shit you not.
That's funny. That's weird.
So, I just want to get it in, because I know we're not going to talk about the film again.
Yeah.
But that's just a testament to the film if you haven't seen it, which if you haven't seen it, you're dead.
There's 2 characters in that movie that I hate. One, obviously, is Mr. Potter.
Oh, poor.
He's a bastard. But the other one is that fucking Uncle Harry.
Oh, that fucker!
Uncle.
He's
Uncle is
Uncle fuck up is what it's like.
He loses the money, and he's oh, I guess you're gonna have to go to prison, George.
Darn you, Uncle! Thanks for fucking up.
Yeah, George has to pay the price because this dickwad. What was it? Something with the bird that he had, or
I don't know.
I forget. How did he lose the money?
I kind of forget.
No,
that,
he was at the bank.
He was at the bank,
and he put it down. Mm-hmm. And there was like a newspaper, and it like slid. It slid into a dumpster.
Oh, because Potter got the money, right?
Potter, and then he couldn't find it on the desk of the bank, and he left. And then Potter came up and
Potter was like, "Oh, what's this?
What's this on the ground or whatever?"
This asshole almost gets his nephew thrown into prison.
Yeah,
and the nephew's like, "Oh my God, where's the money?" He's not like grabbing his uncle by the lapels, like, "You son of a bitch! I am gonna skull fuck you."
This is a great moment to say what I've been craving lately. And if you're listening, Quentin Tarantino, Please do a remake of 12 Angry Men. That's all I want.
Oh! That should have been on my list. I love that movie.
That's all I wanted to say.
He did. It's called Hateful Eight.
I know, but I want.
No.
Well, what's interesting is that film is what made me think I want to see him do 12 Angry Men.
There's already been a remake of that.
It doesn't matter.
There'll never
Tarantino, 12 Angry Men.
I can see that.
It would be
I
so fucking good to watch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I confess something? I've never seen it.
What?
I know. I've never seen 12 Angry Men.
That movie is so good.
It's good.
Henry Fonda, E.G. Marshall. But
it's old good. It's not It's a Wonderful Life old good. It's not timeless like It's a Wonderful Life.
No, I don't.
It's just...
I gotta watch it.
How the fuck did they make a film with one room the entire time?
I don't think it's dated though. I
No,
think
it's not dated. No, I apologize. It's just not as timeless to me.
Oh, yeah. I get it. I get it.
It's
Like
It's a
you watch
Wonderful
it,
Life
it's-
is a separate plane. It's
exactly.
But it's 12 Angry Men is such an intense, like, you're sitting there waiting for, you're wondering, how are they going to come to this decision? And we'll try not to spoil it for you. It's like, the way, they're all set on one thing, and the Henry Fonda has a different opinion. There's this, and there's this, like, intellectual dude that wears glasses. That's E.G. Marshall.
Well, hey, yeah.
There's this...
He talks like a mouse.
Oh.
Hey.
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
Mouses talk like
Can
that?
I get some water around it?
Yes.
This fat man's hallucinating.
But there's that E.G. Marshall character.
Can we stop? I gotta pay a moment of respect to that. Because seriously, we say, this is how a mouse talks. Oh, what are you making that shit up? I never heard a fucking mouse talk, you fucking idiot.
The typical Eastman...
What's your favorite mouse? Everybody name him now. Go.
Mickey?
Jeff, go. Favorite mouse.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Okay.
Oh, that's...
You're going...
Fuck you, man. That's good.
You going Mickey?
No, Machismo.
Machismo? Who's that?
No? Mexican restaurant? Machismo Mouse?
Never heard of it.
No, but I love it. Mine is Gus. Yeah. Gus from Cinderella.
Oh, nice.
Gus. Okay, anyway, continue.
There's like... I only really remember 3 people from that. Well, there's the defendant too, but 3 jurors. I remember Henry Fonda, obviously. I remember E.G. Marshall, and I remember it's the last guy he convinces. Is this like he's like, I'm gonna go to the baseball game.
He's like the most stubborn one there.
Stubborn, and as you go along, you find that part of his stubbornness comes from this relationship that he has with his son that he's regretful over, but they never show any of the relationship. He talks about it, and he talks about it so convincingly.
Yeah.
That you can almost you can picture it in your head, because he's like, my son doesn't love me, and that's feeding into whichever decision he wants to make.
Yeah.
On the jury, and Fonda and everyone else is like, come on, you got to join us in this decision. No! And it sounds like, why would his relationship with his son have any bearing on how he decides the fate of the defendant in this unrelated assault trial or whatever it was? But it feels like it ties together so pretty flawlessly.
Well, it also is about the times of the film. It's more probable that would happen back then, because men were so stuck in their own. When they had kids, they're always either racist or they're not racist.
Yeah, I agree.
But they're fighting that, what they're supposed to be.
That archetype, yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, what's your number 9?
Yeah, what's your
Jeff?
next
We gotta
film?
keep rolling.
Human nature in general it's unchanging. Culture changes.
Yeah.
I think I'll just say I have no specific order, so I'll just say another one. Smokey and the Bandit.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I knew that was going to be on his list, because I know that's one of his absolute favorite films of all time. That's like the given. In scientists, they have something that's the given or the constant.
Yeah.
Or your constant variable or something that's always the same. That's
Now,
franchise.
I am going to admit right now I have not seen it.
What?
Oh, wow.
Is that Burt Reynolds and Sally Field?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jerry Reed.
Okay.
Jerry Reed there's this like kick-ass old school country soundtrack.
Down.
Eastbound down, loaded up and trucking. You know, it's like fast acoustic guitars and well, there's also electric during the. But there's Jackie Gleason is.
Oh yeah, Jackie Gleason. I forgot about that.
Jackie Gleason is the center of that movie. He's this huge comedy legend. He's playing this. Honestly, there's no intellectual reason this movie should be my favorite or on my list, but it's it's directed by a guy that was a stuntman, it's Hal Needham.
Oh yeah.
And the humor is great. It's just a chase basically. The plot is Burt Reynolds and Jerry Reed drive to Texarkana, Texas to pick up a truckload of Coors. They're hired by a couple of guys because back in the day, Coors was illegal in certain parts of the country because of some law. I don't know exactly what the law is, but you don't have to know the law to
enjoy it.
To enjoy the movie. But Coors was illegal in certain parts of America, mainly the South, the Deep South. So they drive from Atlanta to Texarkana, Texas. They load up the truck with beer. Jerry Reed drives the truck, and Burt Reynolds, the bandit, drives the Trans Am.
Classic rebellious story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're driving. They have to drive there and back in, I don't know, 24 hours or 18 hours or something. But a real fast period of time, and they grab the beer and they start driving back, and suddenly Burt Reynolds sees a bride on the side of the road in full dress, and it turns out to be Sally Field, and he picks her up and she like changes out of her bride dress in the car, and throws it out the window, and the truck driver. So what she comes over the CB radio. What she wearing now? Kind of a pervert, but that's where the Smokey, the Jackie Gleason character comes in, and he's this archetypical badass Southern patrolman. He has the aviators. Well, does he have aviators? I don't know, but he has the beige outfit.
Yeah.
And the scene that introduces him, he finds these teenagers on the side of the street, and he pulls the car up behind where they are, and they're kind of trying to take this van apart and harvest the parts, and somehow they don't hear the car pulling up, but the car pulls up, and Jackie Gleason and his son get out of the car, and he lights a cigarette with a Zippo lighter, and then they still don't hear him, and then he closes the Zippo lighter with a click, and then suddenly they're up, and then he asks where if they saw the bride get into her car, and yes, and it turns out the bride was going to marry his son,
mm-hmm.
and they go after him, and there's a big amusing chase, and a whole bunch of other police cars get involved. It's
interesting.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
It's a good time, definitely. It's fun.
This one thing, maybe this is tying into movies I don't like later, but one thing I want to mention, the sequels are not as the second one has good moments, but it's not good. It's there's a scene where I think Jackie Gleason must have suggested this in one of his less than inspired comedic moments. There's a scene where he meets with two cousins, also played by him, in the second one. One of them is a Canadian named Reginald, and who's like listens to opera, and he has like a red suit and a Mounties hat. And another one is an obvious homosexual, and his name is Gaylord. And they all meet, and they take this group picture, but they're standing 3 feet apart, so you can't tell where the film splices are.
Yeah.
In the third one, Jerry Reed dresses up as Burt Reynolds, and there's a scene at the end of the movie where Jackie Gleason is about to is about to catch. I have no idea how the fuck this was supposed to work in real life. This is beyond conception. But
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Jerry Reed is coming up to, and I don't care if I spoil this movie for people. No human being should have to watch this movie unless you want to play it in Guantanamo. But Gleason's walking up to the car that Jerry Reed's driving, and Jerry Reed turns to the girl he's driving with. It's not Sally Field. I don't know who it is in this movie. He's like, "Wait a minute, I have an idea. Now close your eyes real tight." And Gleason goes up and says, "I gotcha!" And when Jerry Reed turns around, it's actually a Burt Reynolds cameo. So somehow he willed himself to look exactly like Burt Reynolds, or to transform Jackie Gleason's mind into seeing Burt Reynolds in the car. It's like, "Whoa, you sure did, Buford." And then eventually he's able to talk the sheriff into letting him drive away. Which, how would you make yourself look like someone else just by the force of will?
I just love the fact that they got Burt Reynolds for one shoot day on that movie.
Yeah, it was
for that scene.
I bet he wasn't even there for an hour.
I've ever seen. Yeah. I don't get it.
And there's a scene where he's where Jackie Gleason is halfway in and out of the window, and he's pumping the window,
shoving him by his ass.
Yeah. So anyway, the first movie is good.
Yeah.
Leave well enough alone.
I'll have to check it out for sure.
Gotta look at Jackie Gleason.
This is Heavy Set